Well, 3 out of the 4 teams have been decided. Who's heading to Istanbul out of Group B. The last ticket on the line tonight in this big matchup. Ukraine versus the hosts Israel here in Tel Aviv Arena. Carlin Gay, Mark Clark on hand. And the task at hand for the Ukraine, win, and they're in. For Israel, they could play spoiler and send Georgia to Istanbul. As we see the games there that we had this morning. Lithuania defeating Germany, locked in the #1 seed in Group B. Italy with a thrilling defeat of Georgia. Now Georgia has to spectate and cheer on the Israelis. Here are the standings. Georgia currently sitting in the 4th seed, but a Ukraine win and they will leapfrog them and head to Istanbul. Well, we said it was going to be a tournament or a group where anything could happen, and so far it seems like that has been the case. Israel looking to close things out in grand fashion as we get set for the introductions between these two teams. There you see the Georgia team. They have not left the arena. They are going to sit here. They're going to watch the game and become fans of Israel. This is kind of what you expect for the last game in the group phase.
Well, it's a case of what might have been for Israel after that heartbreaking loss to Georgia, last night in overtime. I think we were still here after midnight last night. And then they've got to come back here with only their pride to play for, but for an Israeli national team, that's a huge factor. And it's the EuroBasket first time ever in Israel, so they're going to want to sign off with the win. So I don't think any Georgian fans should be concerned that there's not going to be the effort there or the desire to play. But this Ukrainian team, to give them the credit, they started and they really did look like they were struggling. We kept saying, they have ability, they have a way of playing, and then by a number of reasons, a couple of injuries, forced some changes to the lineups. And the guy coming out now, Artem Postovi, just has blossomed into like a real star. And Lukashov, those two, and a team that plays a bit more up-tempo now, have become a factor. And who knows, one-off games, they can beat anyone in knockout stage, but they've got to get there first. But the story for Israel, obviously, no Richard Howell tonight, which is going to be huge. He's got a concussion. You saw him last night, trying to fight his way through the game, but obviously not well enough to participate. But that gives opportunity. There's some guys on the bench who in the first half last night did really incredibly well. Zalmanson, and they all play in the top division here in Italy. They all play big minutes, so this is not going to faze them too much. It's just they're not Richard Howell.
No.
So it's going to be a big ask, and no one guy can pick up the Richard Howell slack. Everyone has to take a little bit and do a little bit to contribute. And you just got to hope they get going early, because if they don't get going early, it could become a really difficult game for them, because they're going to lack that someone like Richard Howell to really inspire them.
Blazer had a big game off the bench as well yesterday for Israel. They're playing for pride, as you said. There's Richard Howell. Disappointed that he is not involved today, but he's going to be the biggest cheerleader on the bench for his squad. We'll pause now for the national anthems between these two great nations. the final game in Group B, here in the group phase. And a ticket to Istanbul on the line. Israel looking to play spoilers and also looking to close out the first time they've hosted EuroBasket on the right foot. Ukraine trying to punch their ticket to Istanbul. The 3 referees who will be in charge of today's game. And they'll have an important task here. Injuries, no Richard Howe for Israel. On the other end, no Mashula for the Ukraine. They'll have to lean on Lukashov, and where will the energy come for that man right there from his squad?
Well, it's going to be an interesting one to see where the energy comes from Israel. We can look at that in terms of who gets the starting Richard Howe. That'll give us some ideas, but this Ukrainian lineup, got to give it, as I say, give it some credit, because in difficult situations, after it's always tough to keep positive, having had a couple of losses, but they did that. And, you know, it came out of a huge win over Georgia, and Pustovi was just huge. But he doesn't start because there's the pecking order on the group, and Kratsov coming back with the injury will start. But Lukashov, the spark at the point, is going to lead this team from the floor. He had a double-double with assists and points earlier in the competition, and has really blossomed into a great player. Israel, obviously the one name missing, as we keep saying, Richard Howe. They've still got Omri Caspi. You know, he's a little emotional last night in the press conference, wanting to get the qualification, having played EuroBasket at home for the first time. And the answer to who gets the start is Yushad Kadir. And he's just got to be active. More than anything else, he's got to go out and be active. He's got to get boards. He's got to try and bump Pustovi or Kratsov, but not try and play them straight up, because they're bigger, stronger, and to an extent, they're just better than him. So he's got to outwork them.
It's an hour earlier start here locally as we take a look at Gail McHale and Artem Pustovi. Look at the stat line for Pustovi against the Lithuania game yesterday. 29 points, the rest of the team had 33.
It's just phenomenal performance all round. He's 25, he's not really young, but big guys take a while to mature, and he's still got a great future for Coach Murzin and this Ukrainian national team. The interesting thing for Israel is that they were here as well at 12:30, and they lost, so it's even more difficult. And one of the reasons put forward for the slow start for Georgia was the late finish last night. I don't buy it personally, but Israel have got even more issues because they lost. They can't qualify, and now they've got to pick themselves up. They didn't get away from the arena till 12:30. So, and there's Coach Juras, who's probably sitting there. He's already said he didn't think that he would be going to Istanbul. He's probably sitting there hoping, praying almost, that someone in Israel gets inspired, and the Ukraine, maybe that, you know, now there's a lot of pressure on them. People are expecting them to win, expecting them to qualify. That's quite a different place to be than just the underdog.
The Ukraine in control of their destiny here, EuroBasket 2017. As we said, a win for them, and they head to Istanbul. Already going to Istanbul, Lithuania, Germany, and Italy. Italy is locked into the 3rd seed. Lithuania locked into the 1st seed after their victory today. Germany will be seed number 2. The crossover matchup is with Group A. They still have some business to attend to on that side. So you'll have to wait to find out at the end of the match day. You have to wait to find out what really happens and who crosses over with who. We know one thing though, Slovenia's in 1st place in Group A, which means that the winner, if Ukraine is able to pull it through, they'll probably play Slovenia in the 1st round.
Well, and Slovenia have been one of the most impressive 1st round teams. You know, like the Dragic performance has been phenomenal, and they've got like the man-child, if that's the way to call him, or the the kid out there in terms of Doncic being phenomenal.
Yeah, Luka Doncic has been the darling of the tournament so far.
So what a prize for Ukraine. They get to face them, but what a start for Israel.
Caspi lines up a 3 and drills it. We talked about the pressure he's been under in this tournament. Now, no pressure. He knows his team's not going through. Can he just go out and play basketball?
Well, the thing about that is that Caspi in every game has been chased and harried. This Ukraine team is not a team that plays a lot of pressure. If he has space, he could fill it up.
One touch last by Caspi. 2 in the shot clock.
And for him personally, he was very, very disappointed yesterday night. What a way to sign off, though. Personally, have a great performance. His team get a win, and they only miss out on a head-to-head scenario for going through.
Good defense there by Caspian. Look at Israel looking to run. Timur ahead of everybody.
Someone better tell Ukraine that Israel is here to play and win in front of its crowd. They're not going to lay down and watch Ukraine go to Istanbul.
Lukashov. They want to go inside to Kratsov. He's had the back issues, but has toughed it out in the last 2 games. Kornienko. Lukashov for 3. No good. Mikhail pulls it down. Here's Timur. Eliyahu. Back to Timur. Inside Eliyahu. That's poked away. And the Ukraine look to run. 3-on-2 opportunity for the Ukraine. Ustesnova for 3. No good. Inside Kornienko on the offensive glass. Can't get it to go. Krastov barreling in and finally breaks the ice for the Ukraine. Crowd still filing in here as Mikhail takes the jump shot and missed that.
Considering that the Israel can't qualify, there's a very, very good crowd in here. You're probably looking at 6,000 to 7,000 people.
And they'll make some noise when they get going. Lukashov for 3. Tel Aviv, a basketball-crazed town. We felt the energy throughout. There's a missed pass there by Kadar.
That's 2 poor backdoor attempts.
Krastov, the double comes. Soft double. He's still looking over the top of them. Now finds Lukashov. Ustesnova for 2.
Well, they've said all tournament long, Postavanov, leave him open. He's a pretty effective player. He's got good size at that, small forward off guard slot.
Kadar on the roll, poked out of his hands, and Krastov saying no, disagreeing with the call, but he's going to be charged with his first. You see the last. Savanov 2. There's Mikhail. Skip pass. Eliyahu on the drive. And the foul. Late whistle.
Wow.
But it will count. And it'll go to the line for 1 more.
I thought they were almost blind that they'd actually interfere with the basket. It was that late. Eliyahu had gone. I would still say if it was the right call, better blow it late than never. There's a foul. That's a hand on the back. Very easy call for an official.
Free throw no good. He took that rather quickly. Barely had the ball in his hands before he let it go. 7-4 early on. Israel trying to play spoiler to the Ukraine. Foul away from the ball. And it's going to be on Mikhail. His first. Again, if Israel able to pull this one off, Georgia will go to Istanbul. Yahoo picks up the rebound and he looks to push. Caspi inside. Kadar surveying the D. Finds Eliyahu. The awkward shot, no good. Tries to come up with his own miss. Can't do it.
And they ended up with a great shot, didn't they? They ended up a really good shot.
No one stopped the ball, so Lukashov attacked the rim, and then Krastov twice on the glass. Timur! He gave it up and then continued his run and got it right back at the rim.
Nice cut, nice pass, excellent timing. The Ukraine just don't play defense, do they? They're just not going after it at all.
Volchenko trying to slice and dice. He forced that one up. Good D by Mikhail. Israel, foot on the gas pedal. It's Mikhail. Eliyahu, back to Kadar. Now he sets the screen for Mikhail. Eliyahu, backdoor again.
Beautiful thing about it was the ball never got stuck in any part of that. Straight out of early transition, kept the ball moving. Beautiful back cut. Someone please tell Ukraine you have to play at both ends.
Kolchenko steps into a 2.
If it's a loose game when no one plays defense, I fancy Israel to just keep scoring.
The crowd wants to see points. I will get them going. Another backdoor cut that time. Eliyahu couldn't handle a pass. There you see some of the Ukrainian fans there hoping that they're able to pull through. Send their team to Istanbul. 5 minutes to go here in the first period. Lukashov uses the Kratsov screen. Kolchenko. A skip pass, Kornienko for 3. Off back iron. Timur again. They beat him down the floor. Eliyahu.
How active has Eliyahu been? Both in half court, full court, on the glass. He hasn't got the tough, big matchup, so he looks a little bit loose to run at the moment. Can really get out on the break.
Kolchenko for 3. Indeed. Got the soft touch there. And without Mashula, if he can provide some scoring punch, that will help Ukraine big time. Caspi blocked, gets his own, overshoots the net, can't follow up. Lukashov on the push. Kornienko, he can't do the reverse. Battle for it, Kadar picks up the foul. I see the last leak out there by Eliyahu. Mikel will sit. And Ohayon will check in. Koniev checks in for Kolchenko. Lipovi as well, and so does Pistovi, who has the rock right now. He traveled that time.
And I think they've almost got to play him. You know, sometimes the smaller player guarding the bigger player, the bigger player doesn't feel comfortable. They get underneath him a little bit. They're going to have to play him quick. The trouble is, Pistovi's better in that environment.
Well, he hasn't shown too many weaknesses in his environment so far, to be fair to him at all.
Yeah.
Sean Dawson checks into the game for Israel. He's on the ball right now. First time he's come off the bench in this tournament. Timur for 3. (16-11) the score. Lipovi in the corner to Koniev. Kornienko back to Lukashov. They set the screen. Kornienko on the deck. Floater no good. And Pistovi got fouled. That's Kadar again.
Whoever's got Pistovi, forget rebounding, just box out. Keep him away from the glass. They're trying to rebound with him, both of them. Got to box him out.
Zalmanson will check into the game for Kadir as Kadir leaves the game.
Zalmanson and Kadar got 10 fouls to use between them. They've really got to bang around hard, otherwise Pistovi's going to catch it here.
He does. That first shot, no good. Good active D there by Zalmanson. Timur. Running two-man game with Eliyahu. Skip pass, Ohayon. Dawson hasn't shot well. Continues to struggle from 3. You can almost feel the crowd hoping that one would go in for him. Kornienko. Bobrov. Lipovi. Sees a smaller man on him, so he takes him to the block. He wants it again. 8 to shoot. Lipovi. Nice move.
Well, game day 1, we just highlighted Lipovi as one of the key men for Ukraine, and when he's played well, they've played well. He is so important. He's not just about his scoring, he's just efficient.
Pistovi says no. Still 7 to shoot. Timur, Dawson. Gets in traffic, poked away. Koniev on the runway. Here comes the pain. Down to a 1-point game now. Ohayon pulls up. Can't get the roll. Ukraine could take the lead on this possession. Lipovy, Lukashov, they do take the lead. This is the lineup that likes to get out and run a little bit for the Ukraine. Timur, right into the hands of Lukashov, head of the pack. Lipovy's one-on-one. Showed some patience there, and they'll bring it out and run a set. Pistovi working on Zalmanson. Pistovi spinning inside. He got fouled. Another late whistle. Israel wants to travel. Did look as though he did move that pivot, but he got away with it.
No, there was poor defense. He let him go baseline, caught him on the arm. He definitely held his pivot foot. It's just that his pivot and his leg length and step just took him past the defense. But at the moment, both Mikel and Caspi out at the same time. So you're most accomplished, if you want, with more tools in the locker. Guys are both sitting at the same time. I'm not sure if that works if you're Israel. You've got guys who are going to shoot the ball. You've got no one who's really going to break you down. And at the moment, the Ukraine on a little bit of a run.
Pistovi, his first attempt from a free throw line, no good. Shot decent from the foul line, has the big man. Averaging 20 points per game here at EuroBasket 2017. Splits the pair. The Ukraine up 2. Well, the crowd arrived late, but they're here now. Ohayon. Zalmanson. Tried to kick to Dawson. Out of bounds. 4 on the shot clock.
They've got to understand if Pistovi's in the middle, they've got to kick it a little sooner or shoot a little sooner. They're getting a little too deep, and then the pass becomes very hard.
Took a look there at Zaza Pachulia, who's hoping for an Israeli win, as Zalmanson had to fire with the shot clock winding down, missed the 3 there. 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Lipovy to Bobrov. Vachenko, who just checked into the game now. He's going to see some extended minutes without Mashula. Stepped out of bounds. His first action, he sees a turnover.
And this is why I think, if Dawson could just make one, his defensive ability is really an asset to this team that's a little bit under-athletic, undersized, but he just can't buy a basket in this tournament.
There he is on the ball right now. Thought about the 3. Now hands it off. Elbring missed that one. Stovey pulled it down. The Ukraine could hold for the last shot here in the first quarter. Bobrov working on Dawson. Too big inside. Stovey with the offensive glass. Battling inside and gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 before the horn. So Pistovi will take 2 free throws at the line with the lane clear. And the Ukraine have the opportunity to go up in the break with a 4-point lead. Pistovi goes too strong on first.
But after a very slow start, the Ukraine are actually missing some opportunities here to open out a little lead early. They have to maximize the time when Mikel and Caspi aren't on the floor, and to an extent they've done that, 19-16, but it could have been even better.
First quarter in the books, 19-16 the score. Ukraine trying to make their way to Istanbul.
statistically, the Ukraine only 1 from 6. But in some ways, Israel had a really nice start, moved the ball really well, missed a couple of easy things that they should have possibly made. But they didn't look like they were hungover. They came out, you know, up tempo. But they are so dependent on, you know, 1, 2, or 3 guys that it's going to have to be a performance where Caspi has a great game. And they're going to have to look for someone else to just join in and contribute.
Could that person be Eliyahu, who has a couple of nice, early, easy buckets just by leaking out and getting out in an early run? You see one of them here. But where will the offense come from in the half court if it's not coming from Caspi? That's been the question all phase long for Israel.
With the lineup they have at the moment, there's not a lot of offense at all.
Konyev knocks down a 2. His foot was on the line. Give him a 2, so 22-16 to score. Well, they gave him a 3 on that. Oheon crossing over. Kicks Blaza. One more. Dawson got his man in the air. It's a little gunshot right now. Hasn't been able to find the jump shot. That shot there from 3 was short. Lipovic, Bobrov, extra pass, Savichenko. Back to Lipovic. 10 to shoot, Ovchenko over Dawson. That's a 3.
Well, they're just exploding at the moment. Without Caspi, without Mikel, there's just not a lot of offense coming back. And Panini's only just about to join the game as well, and he is a more consistent shooter.
Zalmanson. They needed one and they got one. Panini hit the big shot in their win against Germany. And he was decent from 3-point range in the battle yesterday in overtime against Georgia. That shot by Lipovic was way off.
It's almost, he didn't want to take it, but if he didn't, he'd have traveled coming down.
There's Zalmanson. Stoby invited him to shoot last time, this time playing a little closer to him. So Zalmanson says, I'll take you to the bucket. Trying to get Pistovi to lift off his feet. That's a tough shot over a big man. Can't hit. The Ukraine looking to push.
There must be a better option on the floor than that at the, you know, that stage.
Pistovi down low, fighting inside. Can't get it to go. And a good save there by Blaza. Blaza provided some good minutes in the game against Georgia yesterday. A lot of energy as Dawson went right into Pistovi, and Pistovi challenged nicely. Up top, Bobrov coming right out of the rafters to throw that down. And timeout, Israel. 27-18 here in the second quarter. Ukraine trying to punch their ticket to Istanbul.
And this is when your resources get exposed, isn't it? When you lose 1 of 3 or 4 players and you haven't really got an option to replace. But then Eliyahu or Caspi or Mikel, one of those guys I would have thought has to be in the game almost all the time. They move the ball really nicely, get open look, they just can't make enough. But if they're getting good looks, they'll be fine.
As for the Ukraine, this is always the lineup that gets things going.
Yeah, absolutely.
The bench comes in and provides that spark, and it seems to really energize the rest of the team. Led by Pistovi, guys like Konyev, Lipovic, Bobrov.
Yeah, they all want to run, don't they? They all want to be a little bit quicker. And into the other lineups, there's always someone, like Krastov is back now. There's always somebody who wants to like not quite run with everybody else. And it's both ends of the floor it has that effect. Now they need the rotation, but again, what really works for the team is to play a bit quicker. So someone's got to say to Krastov, look, I know, but you've got to get down the floor.
He does have the back injury and he is toughing it out.
Yep.
He missed 1 game. He's been back since. Blaza on the backdoor cut, not there for him that time. Ovchenko, not afraid to fire. They want to get it inside to Kraftstoff. He has Panini on his back, who gave him an absolute shot. I can't help.
Why?
The ailing back of Kraftstoff.
I'm just like, why? Why? He's going away from the basket. You pushed him off the block. That's okay.
Ovchenko, push shot no good. Lukashov, smallest man on the floor, gets the offensive boards. Bobrov inside, Kraftstoff. Good ball movement there by the Ukraine.
And this is a worrying period for Israel. I just don't know where the points are going to come from consistently.
What a block there by Ovchenko. Lukashov, Kraftstoff, he's running this time. Gets fouled, he'll go to the line for 2. Well, you called him to run. Wasn't afraid to get out on the floor there. Blaza picks up his first foul.
Well, Mikel's back, which is a big bonus.
Kraftstoff's provided a little bit of a spark this time around here in a game where they need him to perform. They want to reach the round 16. First free throw is good. Looking for point number 8 here for Kraftstoff. And as you said, dangerous time now for Israel. 6:40 to go here in the first half. How do they respond?
It's not so much the margin, it's just the how. I'm struggling to see where they find the way to score.
Could be from this man right here. Mikel pulls up. No good. Bobrov above the rim, pulling that one down. Lukashov inside, Kraftstoff. Can't get it to go. Blaza pushing. Panini left alone for 3. Ovchenko with the offensive, clearing the defensive glass, I should say. He's not afraid to shoot, driving in, drops it off for Bobrov. The Ukraine are getting some early opportunities at the rim.
And they're always poor ones. You know, when you're in transition, people just don't get back. It's going to be it's going to be a very long night unless Israel find a way of getting some positive impact off of someone, whether they start or off the bench. At the moment, it's not looking like it's going to be a great night here.
Kraftstoff got up and swatted that one away. Lukashov finds Bobrov. One more pass. Konyev thought about it. Now puts it on the deck to the rim. The Ukraine are rolling. Timeout again on the floor for Israel. 35-18 to score here mid-second quarter.
Well, you don't have to say anything. Every picture tells you a story, and there's just a real frustration and disappointment in Richard Howell. My Hebrew is not very good, but it sounds to me it's like, guys, you're just lying down here. You're just not doing what we said we would do. We're tired, but there's people that come out to support. All those things that are just going to try and get some energy out of that group. And the surprising thing is they started really quite energized. But now it's very much, there's a one-way traffic moment at the moment. It's got out to 35-18.
You see the Konyev smash in transition. We'll see him toe the line and drop a trifecta. And we've said it from the outset. The Ukraine is not a lack of talent for them. They just needed to find that one victory. They did against Germany, and now they look much better as a complete unit. They know what they are now.
Turnover straight at the timeout. They're on the wrong end of a 24-2 run.
Wow.
And it's a 24-2 run. Looks like it's getting worse. They led 16-11, and it's been a nightmare. And Caspi's back now. Caspi left at 16-11. Mikel left a little earlier than that.
Lukashov. Lomachenko inside the Kraftsov. Nice move. The back looks loose as we speak.
Whereas he has struggled when he's going against a Valanciunas or someone, there's no one to guard him at the moment, and he's just taking full advantage.
Mikal driving. Kraftsov got a fingertip to it. What a game he's having so far. Up top, Kraftsov! Oh my goodness!
What back? What back problem?
12 points and counting for him. Caspi trying to get something going for his town, for his team, his country. Stolen Lomachenko on the runway. And the crowd getting restless here in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, they've taken both timeouts. They can't put a stop to it from that way. It's got to happen on the floor.
No points in nearly 5 minutes for Israel. They go back to the backdoor cut. And a foul there by Bobrov, holding back Caspi. Eliyahu waiting to check back into the game. As we take a look at Kraftsov above the rim.
Eliyahu just coming back in the game as we see the dunk on the end of the break. It's there's no game for Israel anymore. This is tonight. It's all over. You can get some rest, get ready to go back to play for your club. You're playing in front of your home crowd. You just got to burn guys and see if you can get a win.
Eliyahu, Caspi. Two-man game with Eliyahu. That's his patented jump shot. Able to hit. Breaks a scoring drought that lasted 5 minutes plus. And they get the turnover on the other end. Doesn't take much for this crowd to get into the game. String a couple of plays together and
that's all it
they'll
takes.
Be right back in it.
Yep.
Group B has been the group of big-time comebacks. That's not going to help the comeback effort. As Tim Moore complaining to the referee saying his shirt was grabbed on the way through. Georgia, well, they look like they've seen enough. They're exiting the building, maybe going back to the hotel, or maybe the VIP lounge to watch this from there. Kraftsov inside, he traveled.
You got this crowd, they've got to respond to this crowd. This crowd is still trying to lift them. They're down 41-20 with 3 to go in a half. They've got to win these 3 minutes, give them something to respond to.
This guy can get it done. Yahoo, Panini straight on 3. Indeed. Lipovich. Lomachenko coming around the curl. Bobrov. On the defense of Caspi. Inside, offensive foul. Kraftsov at the forearm, pushing Eliyahu away. And Kraftsov picks up his second foul. He's not happy about it. Get a better look here.
Eliyahu in the air. You don't need much to move someone. So have a little run here, get it to a manageable number, get the crowd excited, come out in the second half, start well. Still plenty of opportunities for Israel.
Behind the back, Eliyahu! Here they come. Took him a while to arrive. But trying to put a stop to the bleeding. 41-25, 2:18 to go in the first half.
I mean, it's too easy to say that, you know, the guys are back now. The guys that can play at the level are back, so all of a sudden it's a different game. I just don't think Eldestein can leave the bench on their own out there, which is what he did and the big run happened. Because Eliyahu's got it going so far. You know, Caspi, even though he's struggled a little bit since he's come back, it's a different team when these guys are on the floor. And as I say, there is no tomorrow here. The game is over. The tournament is over for them. They're not going to want to go out on a negative. And the Ukraine are just pounding it in the paint. 22 shots. And it's no surprise. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to work that one out. You don't need to be Dara Messina to throw it inside on this one. It's there to be seen. So Israel have got to come up with an answer. They've got players, if they can just get stops, they've got players that can close this margin. Plenty of time to turn this around.
Saw a couple highlights from that man right there. Yahoo is 10 and 3 in this first half. Is he the one to maintain a level where he can keep his team in it close enough where they can make that run later on in the game and get back into this one? But still be back on the floor for the Ukraine. Eliyahu's going to have his work cut out for him, keeping him off the glass. That shot by Lukashov, no good. Mikhail tried to get in front of everybody. Look at Timur on the floor. The energy level raising now, and a foul is called on Lukashov.
Great effort by Timur. As you said, doesn't take much, but they keep throwing these sloppy passes to try and lead.
We've actually seen that across the board here in Group B on a lot of fast breaks. Many teams going with the bounce pass instead of throwing it over the top.
Great effort by Timur though. Under 2 to go in the half, but only now a 16-point game with the ball. They're on the way back.
Foul away from the ball. I believe it's Bobrov who will pick up the foul. It is. That's his second foul. One away from the penalty for the Ukraine. Eliyahu, this is going to be a tough cover for Pistobi. He's going to have to guard him out on the perimeter a little bit more. Now he attacks. Eliyahu using the rim to shield, but couldn't get it to go. Lukashov using the Pistobi screen. Lipovic looking to back down on Timur. Just rising up, pure strength, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound to Ukraine. Lukashov in the corner all alone, knocking down the triple. Minute to go here in the first half. It's been all Ukraine. If they win, they're in. Mikhail, top of the key, yes. Foul on the floor. Only the 13th foul for Israel here in this quarter. That's Timur's first. Last play there by Mikhail. We've said all along, if he's aggressive, they're a completely different offensive team.
A movement forward, penetrated towards the hoop, not side to side.
Timeout on the floor, 44-27 in favor of the Ukraine. See the stats on screen, 5 steals for the Ukraine. They've been able to get out and run a little bit in transition.
I mean, there's literally a 5-minute spell in the middle of this quarter where they just didn't score Israel. Caspi was on the bench, Mikhail was on the bench, Eliyahu was on the bench. And it was inside, it was outside, it was on the break, there was highlights. And without being too unkind, you've got 5 players on the floor together who are never normally on the floor together. And there's a reason. And I know it's made worse by the Howe injury, but as I say, these guys that are on the floor now are going to have to play the vast majority of the minutes if they're going to get back in this. They proved they can come back. They came back against a far better team than Ukraine. They came back against Germany. So They know they can come back. It's just, are they going to play enough minutes?
14 on the shot clock. 29.2 to go in the first half. Kornienko looking to check in for Bobrov. Up top, Pastovi, they've ran that play all tournament long and to convert on it. Pastovi looking for the foul call, doesn't come. Shot clock turned off. Israel can hold for the last shot here in the first half. It's Mikel dribbling away from the basket, waits for the Eliyahu screen. Timur on the drive. Eliyahu. Mikel's gonna have to shoot it. He does. Floater. Got it. No. Didn't get it to go, but he got fouled, and he'll toe the line for 2 free throws with time expired here in the first half. Pastovi picks up his first foul, talking to the official there on screen, saying, I didn't touch him. Not the first time I'm sure that official had that discussion with any basketball player in the world.
Never foul.
No.
It's never a foul.
Mikel hits the first free throw. And leaves the second one short. So the Ukraine up big here at half. They have their sights set on Istanbul in the round of 16. They are halfway through this one here at EuroBasket 2017.
Well, statistically, the Ukraine at one point were literally 0 from the three-point line. They've moved the ball, it got more balance, dominated on the board, which we always knew would be an issue. Israel have even turned it up. All those Israeli turnovers, most of those were like trying to make the back pass, turning a ball over on by a poor decision. There is a way that Israel get back in this, but it's no issue. The way they started the game, they took shots when they were open, they moved the ball, they got back down the defensive end. But they can only do it if 3 or 4 guys are on the floor for the majority of the time. Otherwise, Ukraine are going to be on the plane and all the way to Istanbul, and they're the sort of team that you're not going to want to play because they're not totally conventional. They have a couple of big guys. You know, in Slovenia, you'd expect Slovenia playing so well if it is the Ukraine that play them to come in confident. But when you got a guy like Pastovi scoring 29 in not a lot of minutes, you're a handful.
Absolutely are. The Ukraine are halfway there. Up big, 46-28. We'll leave you with the first half pictures. Back we are here in Tel Aviv, getting ready for second half action in Group B, EuroBasket 2017. There you see Team Ukraine in their huddle. They are up 46-28 after one half of play. Israel playing for pride and also trying to play spoiler here. A win for Israel means that the Ukraine won't continue on to Istanbul. If the scoreline remains the same, Ukraine's getting ready to board a flight tomorrow.
And they'll play Slovenia, and Slovenia, if you've been watching this in different groups, they have looked as impressive as anybody. And but who knows? We've always said about the Ukraine, in a one-off game, they've got players who can score. They've got size. They have a relatively experienced lineup too. They're guys playing in good leagues. So Slovenia won't take them lightly if they get there. They definitely won't take Georgia lightly, who, if they don't get there, only have themselves to blame.
Georgia lost earlier today. What was a thrilling game to Italy came down to a Gigi Tomi block right on the doorstep. And that's why the Ukraine can control their own destiny. They win and they are in. A loss for the Ukraine sends Georgia to Istanbul. That's a good sign for Israel, as Kadir able to get his man in the air and finish it. They do want to close the tournament well here. They're hosting their first ever EuroBasket. Tel Aviv has been on fire. This basketball craze over the last couple of weeks. Lukashev's three no good. Caspi pulls it down. Here's Mikel. Over to Eliyahu. First two shots for Israel hit.
We've got to take your hat off to Eliyahu. He really has already put in a shift. He's way over his tournament averages.
Konyev looking for Kratsov down low. The switch has Caspi on him. Does a double come? No, they play him single. Dump down inside of Vachenko. We've got to start this second half. No shot clock violation.
Well, it's a 4-0 start and a turnover, already back to full team. You know, stop again, look at the next possession, score, get a stop, and all of a sudden you start to think, well, we win the third quarter, we're right back in.
Kadir. Mikel. Dribbling inside, Mikel spinning. Wants to give it inside to Kadir. Kadir now. Inside to Eliyahu. Blocked by Bobrov. He won't get a second opportunity. Shot clock violation, the second one in a row.
And that's when I don't like Guy Mikel. When he gets in there and then decides what he's going to do. It means he's small, he's going to struggle to get something that's going to be aggressive. Be decisive, as we see Patrick Malman there. Enjoying the action. I suppose he's done a bit of a tour of the venues, given his overriding responsibility for FIBA.
No doubt he'll definitely be in Istanbul at some point in the next couple weeks. Krastov backing in. Finds Ovachenko on the skip. No good. Rebound, Kratsov. Oh, he left it short, but followed it up.
I know Caspi, he may have been pushed, but if he'd have stayed in the play, he had a chance to get the rebound because Krastov missed the second one. Control what you can control. You can't control the referees. Get after it at the referee job. And then
lazy pass there.
And it's a pass where he's still thinking about the previous play. He's not in the moment. Stay in the moment. Israel can't win unless Caspi plays well.
A bad sequence of plays there for number 9. Turn it right back over due to Ukraine. Timur front court. Here's Caspi. Let's see if he changes the attitude a bit and becomes more aggressive. Eliyahu. Kadir. Speaking of aggressive.
Yeah, it's 4 points in the start of this period for him.
Lead down to 14. Lukashev trying to turn the corner. Ovachenko pulls up, that's a three. Indeed! Just when you feel momentum might be slipping the other way. A three to push the lead back up.
Ovachenko's done a nice tournament. Low expectation in terms of where he is in the pecking order coming in. He's done a really nice job.
Kadir really aggressive here to start the half. Gets fouled, he'll go to the line for 2. Kretsov picks up his 3rd foul. Now we'll see Pastovi off the bench to replace him.
And because of the foul situation, they've got one of those combinations of the quick lineup again that really does, I think, suit the Ukraine really well. And normally it gets them going. Normally they start to pick the tempo up, which is not what Israel want to hear right at this moment. But
Kadir misses both free throws, and Pastovi tapped that one off the tin. 51-34. Ukraine in front, trying to hang on here and head to Istanbul in the round of 16. Winner of this game. Check that, if the Ukraine win, they'll play Slovenia as Bobrov getting down low and getting busy. He has 6. If Israel win, that will send Georgia in a date with Slovenia. Kadir to Caspi. They look a little disjointed offensively. Caspi takes the 3, no good. Lukashov turning the corner right to the tin. Can't get it to go. Eliyahu picks it up. Galloping down the other way. Timur for 3. Can't get it to go, and Konyev picks it up. Lukashov says slow it down. No need to rush. We're up big here in the 3rd quarter. Inside Pastovi on Caspi. That's always a recipe for disaster for an opposing team, the big man down low.
Penny Gershon, former head coach, both of the national team and of Maccabi Tel Aviv, and one of the best by reputation and by deep results, one of the best coaches in the history of European basketball.
He's been here every game, and he's been living and dying with every play of this national team. And you made the point at the last game when we had shots of him that normally some coaches loom over the program like a dark cloud.
Yeah,
he is a ray of light.
I think so. I think when you lose a very, very good head coach, you've got to lose them in a way where they can still positively contribute to the program, either to the coaches, to players. And that's the trick. Not all organizations have that, but it looks like he's trying to be a real positive influence on things here. And don't forget, Israel, they're down 21. It's a tough ask. There's a lot of time left in the game, and then we saw him come back from 15. But they're definitely not going to want to finish on a negative. In about 2 months' time, they're straight into World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier if you go, hey, that was a great opportunity to get real quality time out of guys that wouldn't have had the chance to play, so that when we play qualifiers, and they're in a group with Greece and Great Britain and Estonia, all very tough opponents. Win your home games, you got a chance to proceed. So they want the crowd back. They want players that are going to contribute. They want everybody in that sort of scenario. So they're not going to want to walk out here and have a negative.
Coach Elderstein, Caspi will be one of the few guys that won't be featuring on this roster, as he will be in the NBA at that time.
But what a great opportunity those World Cup qualifiers are for crowds to see. Like they've come here, 10,000 people here last night, watching their country playing a competitive game at regular times.
Rare situation for many countries, you could say.
Yeah.
Meaningful basketball on their home court in front of home crowds as Obachenko knocks down a 3.
I mean, you see that scenario in soccer with their World Cup. And I know there's going to be some issues with some player availability, but I think 90% of the guys here in EuroBasket are all available.
And the player really be the issue. Opens up the doors for some guys who can make caps for their team that generally probably wouldn't have that opportunity. And I don't care who you are, everyone sitting at home would love to put on a jersey that said their country's name on the front.
And in reality, obviously the NBA is a slightly different scenario because of the way the sport is structured. But there are 2 windows where NBA players are going to be available too. And if you want to play in the Olympic Games, you've got to do it through the World Cup. So
how rare is it to see most countries' players who do feature in the NBA, as Lipovic hits the 3, play on their home soil? They'll have the opportunity to do so now with the new window. There's a lot of positives coming out of that new FIBA calendar. A lot to look forward to if you're a basketball fan at home. Meanwhile, the Ukraine up 61-34. They're trying to punch their ticket to Istanbul.
Mikel's got to shoot that inside, outside, back himself. Otherwise, he's going to take it in there.
Eliyahu at the end of the shot clock can't get it to go. Bobrov pulls it down. Right now, it's been all the Ukraine. Ovchenko. Lipovic. 10 on the shot clock. Ovchenko dancing on Eliyahu. Bobrov down low over Panini. Can't get it to go. And Pistovi climbed over the back of Kadar.
I don't care which, maybe there's 1 or 2 teams that wouldn't really be worried, as we see Penny Gershon again, who's obviously, it's a big high for Israel to host a group in the EuroBasket, first time ever. And they were agonizingly close to a chance to qualify, to go to Istanbul.
Took Georgia to overtime yesterday. That loss eliminated them from contention. Now they're trying to play spoiler. Blazer. And also try to close out this EuroBasket 2017 here in Group B on Grand Fashion, because the crowds have turned out. They've made noise throughout. Ovchenko for 3, no good. Kornienko crashing the boards. Back to Ovchenko.
Yeah, I don't mind which team you are. If you're going to play against Pistovi and Kristov on the inside, with some of the ability this Ukrainian group have to shoot the basketball, and in particular where you've got Denis Lukashov playing well on any given night. I don't know if they can do it night after night, but on any given night, they're a dangerous opponent.
Yeah, there you see the hustle there, and Ovchenko, who now has 13 in the game.
You know, maybe 90 times out of 100, the Slovenians will just rock up and win, but on any given night, who knows? Great
Another
hands.
Steal. Kornienko gets it back on the runway. Pounds it home. It's all Ukraine at the moment.
Well, there's a group of Ukrainian fans, you know, a bit isolated in a big Israeli fan base, who are going to enjoy themselves tonight if this carries on like this.
Ohayon puts a stop to the bleeding. (65-36) to score. Under 2 to go here in the third quarter. There you see points in the paint. A real factor in this one. Ukraine have been going to the paint early enough, and again they go there. Pistovi looking for the call, didn't get it.
He was fouled.
Yeah.
Maybe the referee wants to go home early too. Jeez, he was fouled. Just because he's like 2'16", he does need a bit of protection.
Ohayon. Inside Kadar, he's been giving them some good minutes. One of the few positives here in the third.
And if Kadir can go out there and give you minutes and play positively, your stars have got to do that too.
Sean Dawson waiting to check in at the next whistle for Israel. Lipovic. Ovchenko. 6 to shoot. Waits for a Pistovi screen. Now pulls up. Kornienko again on the offensive glass. 69-38 to score. Panini's been quiet. Here he is on the ball now. Backdoor cut, Blazer. Pass too hot for him to handle. 30 seconds to go in the third period. Lipovic, no one stopped the basketball, and he went right down the lane.
You can just see it's a late night last night, and it's a very difficult emotional situation for Israel. You can see all the energy drain. And they need a bit of leadership from somewhere.
Maybe from Kadir. Blazer provided a spark yesterday. O'Hayon turning the corner, right down the lane, blocked, but foul underneath by Lipovic. Here we see the play. They actually called that one on Kornienko, who came over to top with the block. Mikel will exit the game in favor of Dawson. And O'Hayon toes the line for 2 free throws. Gets the roll on the first. O'Hayon played his past season at Maccabi. He'll be moving on this year. He averaged 5.5 points per game and 3 assists. End of the third quarter, 71-39 to Ukraine. 10 minutes away from heading on to Istanbul. A reminder, you could join us in conversation on social media with the hashtag EuroBasket 2017 and keep up to date with all the stats, scenarios for the round of 16 with the official EuroBasket app. Download it now in your iOS or Android app stores. Sights and sounds here from the 3 quarters that's been. It's been all the Ukraine. A lot of Krastov. A lot of Opachenko, and they played well despite not getting a lot at Artem Pustovi, who has been the star for them in this group stage. Started the 4th quarter. 10 minutes left in this group stage here in Tel Aviv. Israel trying to close out effectively. There's a foul there on O'Hayon. Kolchenko picks up his first. It's always the debate, was that unsportsmanlike?
Well, if you're running sideways and you just sort of run into someone, it's not really an action, is it really? And I almost don't want to say that they should call that, because I'll tell you what's been very obvious, though, the number of times that people have looked like they want to foul to stop the break but haven't, because they know it's going to be called unsportsmanlike. And that's a good move, because that means people are playing in transition, which is what fans want to see.
Kornienko from the corner, no good. Kadir's given some good minutes here in the second half.
Yeah, he's done very, very well, Kadir, hasn't he? Both ends of the floor.
What a crossover by O'Hayon. Absolutely turned Lipovic inside and out. 71-41, 9 minutes to go in the game. Foul away from the basketball. It's going to be on Panini. That's his second.
It's a 30-point game. What did they come back from against Germany? 16? They love making it hard for themselves.
They came back down 16 against Germany and came in with a 2-point win. The one win that they had so far in this group. Lipovic at the end of the clock. Can't get it to go. O'Hayon picks it up. Dawson has been quiet all tournament long. Can he get going here in the 4th? Trying to find Kadir, stolen away. A 4-on-1 opportunity. Kornienko, Kolchenko. It almost looked like he didn't want to take the shot, but it was forced to. Luckily he did.
Almost too many of them.
Yeah. Wow. 7 points for Kolchenko now. Dawson wants a screen from Kadir. Dawson attacking now. Oh, swatted away by Krastov.
I mean, Dawson's got to stay with what he can do. He's a good athlete, but he needs to move the defense first. But in every other game, he's looked to shoot the ball. There, he had space on that time. Could have just stopped and popped it.
Panini as Ukraine is in the zone. No good as Krastov pulls down the rebound. Looks as though they switched the zone there on that inbound play. 7 blocks now here in the game for the Ukraine. They've been up and challenging shots, making it tough for Israel to score in and around the rim. Kornienko. Lukashov thought about it. Kolchenko pulls up. Indeed. 75-41 the score. Ohayon driving in. Blaze up for 3. In and out. And a flat-footed rebound for Lukashov. Kornienko waits. Now gets it back. Panini on him. Bumping and grinding. Over the top of Panini. Can't get it to go. Blaza with the rebound there. Panini showed and then had the ball slapped out of his hands by Kolchenko and out of bounds. As time winds down here in the game, the Ukraine going to their bench. Bobrov checks in. As we said all game long, a win for them here sends them to the round of 16 to play Slovenia. The rest of the group has already been decided here in Group B as Bobrov up top! Punctuation mark there.
It doesn't look any better, does it? 36-point margin now. And they get a nice little alley-oop play.
Blaza in the corner, shoots the 3, no good.
That's one of those moments, if you're going to shoot it as you catch it, so you're in rhythm. We've got an unsportsmanlike foul going the other way.
I believe that's Ohayon who picks it up.
It just goes from bad to worse, gets to a difficult situation.
Timeout on the floor, 6:13 remaining in the game. The Ukraine, 6:13 away from Istanbul.
If you think about the Ukraine, and it looks like they're going to go through. You know, they do pose some threat because they do have some athletes at the 3. They run a number of nice sets to get them going to the hoop. They've obviously got the 215, 216 on the inside, and one of those, Postovi, is very athletic. The Mashula injury will be an issue for them because that means Lukashov's a bit exposed at the guard spot. So I don't know how he's going to have to go a lot of minutes. But on any given day, they're going to be a factor as you look at the block, steals, assist stats. 22 assists. You know, it's a bit forced. The Ukraine don't pass the ball that well. But at the moment, they're getting what they want.
And what they want is a trip to Istanbul and a date with Slovenia. The rest of the matchups in Group A and Group B, the crossover. Germany is in the 3rd seed. We've been saying all day that they should be in the 2nd seed.
They will be in the 2nd. Currently, I think they just haven't taken into account the results of certain teams. But if on their head-to-head with Italy, they beat Italy, so.
Yep. Should be in the 2nd seed. They are locked into that. We know for sure that Lithuania is in that 1st seed after beating Germany today.
So that means Lithuania have got that really easy game against Greece. And Greece are a very difficult proposition. They've had a bit of an up and down prep, an up and down. Obviously, they lost Antetokounmpo in a little bit controversial circumstances about his injury. They've had some up and down games while they've been in Helsinki, but they had a big win today against a good Polish team with Nick Kalathis and Kostas Slukas putting on a guard demonstration. So you never want to play Greece in one-off games because they know how to win. So that's going to be a tough ask for Lithuania. But at this stage, there's no such thing as an easy game, is there? That's the thing.
Absolutely not.
So Germany would probably play France then.
Yeah, France and Germany. Wow. Talk about not having an easy game there.
And then then Italy. have a game that I think that they'll like, because they play Finland. Finland playing great. Obviously, they've come out of the home court advantage environment, but there's no huge physical size that would give Italy a real issue. And Italy are in a good place as a group. Clear from Coach Messina's demeanor that this Italian program thinks it's doing well, thinks it's happy with itself. And that's always a good place to be.
In every game that they've played in, they've really controlled the tempo. Today, in their win against Georgia, they controlled it for the majority of the game, let it slip a bit, but then in the end had the composure to close it out. And it was a big block by Gigi Datome.
Oh, huge.
Locked it in. And the third seed. That's going to be an exciting, interesting matchup for Coach Messina. Larry Markin has looked incredible for Finland. Kravtsov at the line for 2 free throws with 5:31 to go here in this one.
And obviously, don't forget all the C&D action tomorrow from Romania and from Istanbul, where I think they know who's qualified, but they don't know who's playing who. So people playing for classification spots.
Should be fun.
Yeah, obviously a very impressive Spain so far.
Yeah.
Pre-tournament favorite, but there's some big matchups in Istanbul where, you know, there's a number of different permutations about who could finish where. And in theory, some real contenders that could potentially be on the podium.
We've seen 4 so far here as Kravtsov goes up and crushes it home. All going right now for the Ukraine. This is the best they've looked in 5 games here in Tel Aviv. Saving their best for last.
And that's the other thing, playing well in this, you get some confidence, you go into a one-off game, you're shooting the ball well, you're used to scoring. It's going to help.
Panini bumping and grinding down low. He has 5 today. Is at 7 to the game for the first time, stepped out of bounds. Konev will check in, and he will take Kolchenko as we take a look at the last alley-oop attempt for Kravtsov. Above everybody. We were worried about his lift and the back issues. He seems warmed up, motivated in this one. Having a phenomenal night. 17 points for him in 18 minutes. His best game by far when they needed him most. Ovchenko foul on the floor here. It's on the 3rd in the 4th. His first personal.
I mean, this Ukrainian team plays in, is spread across 8 different European countries in the top leagues in 8 different European countries. A few of them at home, a couple in the ACB. In Poland, a lot of these clubs playing in European competition as well. So these guys know what it's about. They know they're playing against a lot of those Slovenia guys who've got some real superstars with them as well. So there's going to be no surprises here that the Slovenians will take this Ukrainian team very seriously.
Panini knocked down that last 3-pointer, his first of the game from 3-point range. Dawson splits the D and attacks. Can't get it to go. Kadir has provided the spark here for Israel in the second half.
Well, that's 8 points personal.
Well, they were playing without Richard Howe, who's out with the concussion. Kadir got the start. And showing his coach why he needed to start. No basket as Kadir was caught pulling the rim. It was going to be an and 1. Ohayon will go to the line, wipe the basket away. We'll see it here on the replay. It was going to fall.
Yeah, why? I love that. Why are you doing that? You know that would discount the basket. I know it's a 31-point game, but Ohayon's not going to like it.
Not at all. Especially as points have been hard to come by for Israel. He's been averaging just under 3 points per game. He has 8 today. Goes 1 of 2 from the line. Novachenko. He's had a nice game off the pine for the Ukraine. Zaitsev down low. Driving in. A lot of white jerseys around him. Doesn't matter because he finishes at the 10. 3:05 to go in the game, and 3:05 from the Ukraine boarding a plane and heading on to Istanbul.
Far too early a plane because we're on the same plane. the late shift.
Hazen knocks down a 3.
All these other teams that are qualified, they're tucked up in bed now, apart from staff doing scouting. Us in the Ukraine will be up late.
Well, the Ukraine might be doing a little more partying than we will. Promise you that. Kornienko banging inside, and the foul's called. As we take a look at the last drive and kick to Blaza.
I mean, those are you got the people watching the game and watching this Group B would have heard us talk a lot about this Ukrainian team having talent. If they start to feel good about each other as a group, because don't forget they came in here with poor preparation, losing a lot of games, but now against pretty much against the odds, they're going to go to the last 16. So there could be a very dangerous, no fear attitude for this lineup coming in, and a group of guys that once you play for 5-6 days, you are becoming a really tight group. So it's going to be an interesting see how they do.
And with the way the schedule has favored us here in Group A and B, they'll have 2 days of prep before that game on Saturday in Istanbul to watch tape and see what happened for the undefeated Slovenian squad. Under 2 to go, a foul there, and we'll go to the other end and shoot free throws. Kadir will toe the line.
I mean, while there's 2 minutes going, why we got a chance of this, miracles, happening. That's going to be more than a miracle. 83-54. What a great place for a EuroBasket. What a tremendous EuroBasket stage. And there's a very knowledgeable crowd that's used to seeing top-level basketball with Maccabi Tel Aviv and European Cups and things like that. And they've turned out. They have turned out. It's been an excellent time.
All throughout the city, they've been so hospitable here in Israel to us and to many of the players. The fans have been excited about this.
And now, going back to that qualifier stuff, that means they only have to wait 2 months before they get a chance to see their national team play a competitive game again. Not a whole year till next summer, not a whole 2 years for another EuroBasket. Competitive games as O'Hayon knocks the 3 down. And Elstein, if he's still the coach, I hope he is, because I think he does a marvelous job with the group. He's got to prepare right away. It's the qualifiers give you that regular action.
He also got a good look at what he has on hand, because a lot of these guys will be able to play in those windows as Lipovine knocks down a 3. Also want to give a big shout out to all the volunteers and men and women in front and behind the scenes who started working on this event well before we got here, and will continue to work on this event after we leave. They were phenomenal. And a great staff here as we are close to a minute left, winding it down here in Group B. You and I will head to Istanbul and get the privilege of calling a couple of games there.
Well, do or die games, when you carry on, lose, you go home. That's always such a great environment to work in.
O'Hayon, Panini, Dawson finally gets 1 to go with 40 seconds left on the clock.
Looking at the current roster, none of these guys are playing EuroLeague basketball, where there's some potential issues. Only Caspi's in the NBA. So the other great thing for these, they're going to have a lot of guys in a good place. They're going to show up. They just have to remember what they've done before. They're going to be in great place. Great place.
Shot clock turned off as we tick down here in Tel Aviv. Dawson again for 3. Finally gets going at the end of the tournament here. He scores the last 5 points for Israel. They stand and give a hand here in Tel Aviv, and we should do the same because this crowd and this city has been incredible for EuroBasket 2017. The Ukraine punched their ticket to Istanbul. 88-64 is the final. Top 4 teams now heading in to the knockout stage.
Well, Coach Edelstein in picture there has had the honor of coaching his country in a home EuroBasket group, which he'll forever be proud of. There's the numbers, 88-64, the only real numbers that matter. Good performance by the Ukraine after a little bit flat at the start. Too late, well, every night's been a late night for Israel. The players thanking the fans for coming out. It's been a great EuroBasket group, but the unfortunate thing for the home fans, they came up short last night. And it's the Ukraine who are going to go on. And Kratsov, hats off to the guy. Bad back, did whatever he needed to do to get back and get fit. Him and Pustovi will be fundamental to the Ukraine's chances to progress, as will Lukashov. But Israel with Eliyahu having his best game and very active. A lot to be proud of, but they're still going to be disappointed, still going to be frustrated, but it's been always a privilege to cover these groups.
There is the final
and there's the final standings.
Lithuania, the 1st seed, Germany, the 2nd seed, Italy 3rd, and the Ukraine, the 4th seed. Travel day tomorrow. They'll have a day off on Friday and get set to play games Saturday local time in Istanbul. As you take a look at the pictures here, we want to thank the many men and women who worked here on this production and all the volunteers for all their help here in Tel Aviv. It's been a pleasure bringing you the action in the group phase here in Group B. For Mark Clark, I'm Carlin Gay saying so long. We will see you in Istanbul.